Hey guys, Mark Lyons back again, and what we're going to do today, this is a little bit of a redo for those of you who have been following the instructional video series. We're going to be doing the blues scale, and we're going to be explaining the intervals and talking about how to tie these two scales all together, musically speaking. So the blues scale is the only scale that we haven't really gone over. It's very similar to the minor pentatonic. Okay, so let's make sure we're up here. Now, if you recall, minor pentatonic was C, E flat, F, G, B flat, and C. That was the pattern that we learned. Again, C, E flat, F, G, B flat, and C. So the blues scale, same exact thing with one added interval. You've got C, B flat, F, F sharp or G flat, G, B flat, and C. So again, it's the same thing, you just have this extra interval right here, the F sharp or G flat or the raised 11. Okay? Been used tons of times in all kinds of songs, especially guitar riffs, but so there we go, blues scale. Now the other thing that I wanted to do, we've basically then gone over our major pentatonic, we've gone over our minor pentatonic, now you know the blues scale, and I wanted to show you another way to tie these all together and show you why these two scales put together can be so invaluable. Now, of course, this is just, like I said before, this is just scratching the surface as far as theory is concerned, as far as harmony. Later on we'll get into the circle of fifths and the modes, but this was just to get you playing quickly. It's only two scales. Real quick, what I wanted to show was the basic intervals. Intervals are basically like if we've got C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That would be our major scale. Each one of those numbers is what we would term an interval. C to D is an interval. It's a whole step. C to the E is the third, so we call that the third. It's the third interval from the root, with C being our root, E being the third interval. In our major pentatonic scale, we've got our A. The A would be the sixth interval. So we would go, because it's the sixth from the root. C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then our 7 in a major scale would be, our major 7 would be B, of course, and then C. Okay, but we haven't even gotten there yet. We're only doing the pentatonic scales again. So again, intervals are the number sequence as it relates to the root. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In our major pentatonic, we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, or not 7, but 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8. It's another way to play it. And in our minor pentatonic scale, we have our root, we have our minor third, we have our fourth interval, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have our fifth interval, then we have what we would call a flat 7, and the root again. So the flat 7, of course, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we were doing a natural minor scale, we got, so in our minor pentatonic scale, just to recap this real quick, we have a 1, 3, 4, 5, flat 7, and the root again. Major pentatonic scale, you have the 1, the 2, the 3, the 5, the 6, and the 9. So when you add these scales together, and then if you add the blues scale to that, which you get another interval, which would be the raised 4 or the flat 5. Now we call these other intervals, there's a term I want to give you, extensions. And what we call extensions are those intervals that are not included in the chord. So chords are generally built root, third, fifth, and 7. So a major 7 chord would be root, third, fifth, major 7, and the root. Minor 7 chord would be root, third, flat 5, the fifth, the flat 7. Why is all that important? Okay, this may be getting a little bit ahead, but I'm just kind of trying to tie it all together. And here we're going to go right here. If we're playing a chord, you've got the 1, 3, 5, 7, and then these other numbers, for the sake of building the chord, instead of calling it the 2, or instead of calling it the 4, or instead of calling it the 6, we call them the 9, the 11, and the 13. And the reason that is because whenever you're building a chord, those extensions are not part of the original triad, but they're in the scale. So rather than calling them, so we just keep going up. We got root, third, fifth, 7, 9, 11, 13, and the root. Again, I'm going to say that. You get the root, the third, the fifth, the 7, the 9, the 11, the 13, and then the root. Now why that's important is because harmonically speaking, I'm talking about the physics of music right now. If you just play a C and an E, all those other tones just follow naturally in the sound waves. It just keeps going up and up and up and up, which is one of the great fascinating things about music. And the reason why I'm bringing this up right now, here it is, it's because you get all of that, all of those tones, with just those two scales, the major pentatonic scale and the minor pentatonic scale. So it's like all of the other modes are kind of included in there, even though you're not trying to play them, you're not actually fingering them out, but they're all implied. So it's nice to know that with this little short beginning series, that you're getting all the notes. You just take those two scales and put them together. So if you're playing a major 7, then you know that you've got, you can play the 9, the 13, the 11. See how harmonic that sounds? So, again, the purpose of putting this all together was to show you what intervals are. Starting, you got 1, first interval, second interval, third interval, fourth interval, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and the root. So again, when you're building a chord, the chord is root, third, 7, root, third, 5th, 7. The extensions will be 9, 11, and 13. You won't find a 10. I mean, it's there, but the 10 would be your 5th. So it's like, why do it? I mean, it's the 5th. So that's, and like I said, all those tones happen naturally within the physics of music. If you just go ahead and play a C chord on a guitar, the 9, the 11, the 13, and on and on and on, it just rings out. Those are what the harmonics are. So anyway, that's it for now. I hope that's not too much information, TMI, like a brain overload, but it'll help you out, help you understanding. And so go ahead and go over that minor pentatonic and go over that blues scale, and hope I wet your whistle a little bit with regards to the knowledge, and we'll take it from here next time. Thanks.